Have you experienced reading an article or watching a video that contained misleading and deceiving information? Well, if you have, welcome to Is This For Real For Real? A podcast that would surely be helpful in determining fake info being spread online.
Welcome back to the second and last episode of Is This For Real For Real? This is Leona Madrid.
Halimweko.
Angela.
And this episode is a continuation of the first part of our podcast. Ayun, so last time, di ba we guys talked about differentiating verified digital media accounts from
Yes.
unreliable sources
Yeah.
that dominate the internet.
Yes, we hope you guys took down notes from our previous episode because we got a lot of good advice from our previous speaker, Ate Angela. We learned a lot from the first episode, and surely we have more things to talk and learn about today.
I totally agree with Hallie.
Yan. So guys, tanong lang, ano naman kaya yung topic natin for today's episode?
Well, I'm glad you asked, Leona, because today we'll be talking about ways to report fake accounts and or websites that contain false information.
Oh, nice. Actually, na-intriga ako dyan.
Yeah, especially nowadays, mahirap yung basa ka lang ng basa ng mga info sa internet. Dapat marunong ka rin mag-analyze ng mga binabasa mo before you share it to others.
Yes, I agree. And also, we should know how to report these articles or websites that are spreading false info across the internet.
Yes, of course. And to further expand this topic, let me call on our guest speaker for today, Kuya Andrew.
Hello.
Yan. Hi. So,
Hi.
he studied library and information science sa UP Diliman. He also worked for the Philippine Securities and Exchange Commission, National Archives, and UP Diliman Engineering Library. Librarian siya. And currently, a technology manager for a tech consultancy firm and a design and advertising freelancer. Hello, Kuya Andrew.
Hello.
Hi. So,
Hi, guys.
can you tell us about yourself?
About myself. Honestly, I feel very under, like, hindi ako qualified to speak for this kasi
I
I am a
doubt.
librarian. Pero currently I am working as a technology manager for a consultancy firm, and most of my job is misinformation.
Oh, hindi
So,
ka ba fit, hindi ka ba fit nun?
pero yeah, so during my time as a librarian, nung nagtatrabaho ako, as a librarian, it is my job to find and curate information depending on how its validity and how accurate it is.
Mm-hmm.
But now, I'm also working as a freelancer, advertiser, and designer. Some of my job involves some bits of misinformation because it is advertising. And as a technology manager, it's always about perception, about how you present certain facts and details about it. So yeah, maybe I am qualified to speak for this topic, but I feel kind of like I'm giving away trade secrets for everyone.
Okay.
So yeah, that's it.
Tama naman kami ng nilapitan. Oh, 'di ba? Bakit hindi ka magiging hindi qualified?
Okay,
Feeling ko lang
yun.
naman.
Okay, so first and foremost, thank you for taking the time to join us today, Kuya. And we're very grateful that we have you here in our second episode.
Yes, we hope we can learn a lot from you. Same goes for all the listeners or viewers of the podcast. So let's just get right into it. Kuya Andrew, we want to know if there are ways to report websites or fake accounts in the most efficient way possible.
Oo, kasi we can't really stop people from posting false info eh. Pero kahit papaano naman, we can prevent the info from spreading. So maybe there are ways to do this so that parang konting people na lang yung
Mm-mm.
makaka-access sa gantong articles or posts. So what are those ways kaya?
Meron
Okay.
ba?
First, first and foremost, it has gone better. Previous years, mahirap mag-report ng misinformation or disinformation sa internet, especially in Facebook and Twitter and other social media, especially the bigger social media. The most used social media, at least for the Philippines, is Facebook and Twitter.
Yes.
But the there is a survey that came out late August, I think, that showed that the most of the people that is in the Philippines access other social media sites, not just Facebook and Twitter. Pinaka-visible lang yung Facebook and Twitter. Ang most of the people are now going into Reddit.
Mhm.
It has a big population already of social media first people and access within the Philippines, but it grew more during the last few months. And Reddit is a bit more relaxed compared to Facebook and Twitter. And in the advent of COVID-19, the pandemic, these platforms started ramping up their ways of reporting misinformation, mostly because naging rampant yung misinformation and disinformation during the time of the pandemic. There's a
Mm-mm.
lot of information that floated up about cures and the vaccine details, about details about policies and political insights during the pandemic. So uh, it became a talking point during that time, especially during 2020 and 2021, that uh, Facebook and Twitter and the other social media is not doing enough. So,
Mm-mm.
maswerte tayo. Part of the effects of the pandemic is a better way of reporting. And it's getting easier to report misinformation in Facebook and in Twitter. Aside from these social media platforms employing their own fact checkers, and gumaganda na yung AI nila, at least ng pag-detect, and their pool of fact checkers is growing. So minsan hindi mo na kailangan gumawa ng kahit anong bagay. Kung may misinformation ka makikita sa Facebook or sa Twitter, most likely than not, makakatch siya kagad ng platform, and they will do the banning or the reporting for you. You don't have to. But in case na may makalusot, madali pa rin kasi for at least for Facebook, it's just a I don't know what they call it, but yung tatlong dots dun sa post, mayroon ka makitang button dun ng tatlong dots, and you can just click that and then report the post and say false information and then submit, and that's all you have to do. Before, I remember this kasi may time sa 2016, I think 2016, 2017, where there were a lot of misinformation posts in Facebook, and mas mahirap ang reporting back then. You have to report, kailangan mo magsulat ng essay kung bakit siya false, bakit siya ano yung false part sa kanya, kailangan mo magbigay ng sarili mong sources, and hindi siya automatic banning, hindi siya automatic deletion sa Facebook. It will stay there for a few days habang iniimbestigahan ng Facebook yung claim mo na misinformation, and that will take time. And
Mm.
during that time, any misinformation post will do its damage already. It's not it's not going to be it's not going to be enough na ganun lang yung mangyari. But now, Facebook is pretty fast. If something flags your post as false, if they can't take it down because of an investigation, they will immediately put something on the post that says this is contested by fact checkers. And at least that's an effort for Facebook. Better sa Twitter, pero medyo mas mahirap. Because Twitter, you also have to give a reason on why the tweet is abusive or harmful. It's the same way, you just have to report the tweet. But Twitter is a bit faster than Facebook. Usually, kahit may isa lang o dalawang tao na magsabi ng misinformation yung isang tweet, immediately taken down yung tweet. Hindi mo na siya makikita. And notify yun sa sa user na nag-tweet nung tweet, and they will be told that it's been flagged as misinformation and it's now or it's misleading, so we are taking down the tweet. So now the burden of proving that the tweet is not false or it's not misinformation goes back to the person who created the tweet. And they have to prove to Twitter that no, this is not misinformation. So you have to put the post back up. But that's that's a good deterrent because most misinformation spreaders don't have sources, so they can't really influence how Twitter does it. Uh,
Mm.
Unfortunately, that's the best that you can do. There's It's also the same with YouTube. What other social media things that you guys know? Instagram, TikTok has at least inappropriate content rather than misinformation, but it can also be used like that. I don't know if you guys use LinkedIn or VK, but there is also those things that you can do to prove that something is misinformation. Unfortunately, it's not all effective. There are social medias like Reddit and forum type social medias that don't have that mechanism. Even though the goal is sana wala na makakita nung post or sana wala na makahanap ng post, reporting it is not the final, like, even if you make Facebook take down a post, you're sure na magpapakita ulit yung post na yun somewhere else.
Somewhere. Mm-mm.
And even though you did your part, you have to remember that that's just the first step. It's not the last step to fighting misinformation.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yun. So, we agree with that. Um, very, yun nga, marami pa rin nakakalusot kahit ma-report man o hindi. Pero, you know, it's really important to assess and report these things right away. Para, syempre, hindi na kumalat palalo sa public yung mga information na yun.
Yeah, I agree. Um, Pero kasi I think this is coming from the advertising side and the political side. Most of the misinformation that we see in the internet is always trying to shape public opinion. And we are, as a country right now, as a nation, is fighting a losing fight against misinformation. Not just misinformation. Okay, I have to differentiate that. Misinformation is an honest mistake. Like your tita just posting something that she saw or heard from her comare in Facebook, and or your mother or your father or your elderly relatives posting something in Facebook ng sinabi sa kanya ng kumpare niya o ng kapitbahay niya o yung pinsan ng kamag-anak ng manugang ng kapitbahay niya, and that is misinformation, and that is easily corrected. Disinformation is a problem. And disinformation is defined as a deliberate effort to change or show data as true even though it's false. And in the advent of social media, actually internet, it's gotten easier for people to do this kind of things. And disinformation is not just a person suddenly waking up and deciding, sige, magsisinungaling ako sa internet tapos isi-spread out ko siya para malaman ng ibang tao. No, disinformation is a planned thing. So disinformation campaigns is a collective effort. It's just not one person. It's going to be someone, some group that is trying to shape opinion using false facts or false data. And it's, kahit sabihin natin na uh, we are aware about false information. We are all aware about misinformation and disinformation in the internet. These campaigns are designed to weed out us, tayo na nakakaalam. It's supposed to target the people that are vulnerable. And these people, even though ikaw na aware and ready and for the lookout for misinformation can also be fooled by disinformation. Mostly because these posts, these people that are making these posts will try to hide how they're making their disinformation. There are multiple ways that they do this. Some of it is appealing to emotions, and if it gets you in your emotion, like it gets you to engage with your emotion, you can also be fooled by disinformation this way. The other one is false authority. Narinig ko na pinag-usapan nyo last ang paano mag-identify ng fake accounts
Yes,
and
yes.
mag-identify kung saan yung sources nyo at least ng information.
Mm-hmm.
And some people will actually deliberately create facades that will look very official in first glance. And that's why it's even harder now. Kasi even though our platforms is getting better in helping us report, it's still on us to determine what to report.
Mm-hmm.
And at the same time, we are also a victim of these. It's also a We are also a victim of these platforms. Kasi what we can do to the people who are spreading this information, they can also do to us. So people, because of the way the platforms handle reports now, is binibigay nila sa author nung post yung weight or yung burden of proof. Minsan may mga bagay din na kahit na legit, kahit na accurate or factual na yung post mo, it can still be flagged as false because other people will flag it as false. And suddenly, ikaw yung kailangan magsabi ng, okay, bakit tama to? Bakit ganyan? Even though even though you are giving a factual factual data, kailangan mo pa rin ibigay yung sources mo. And usually, mas arduous na process yon yung pag-prove na factual yung post mo or tama yung post mo. And that's designed that way. Kasi yun yung protection natin. People who are spreading disinformation will not try to prove that their facts or their data is true because they can't. So anyone who gets flagged that way needs to go. If they want to keep their post into the platform, they need to continue like providing the data that they are given. If they don't, it's gone. At the same time, we have to do it on our own. And it's also important that if we do our posts, if we post something in Facebook or we do a tweet, we should also be ready to provide those sources. Kung sa tingin mo tama yung tweet mo, sa tingin mo tama yung pinopost mo sa Facebook, you should be also ready to defend those posts. Not just from trolls or from other people who are just asking, but also from the platform. And alam niyo yun, parang minsan kahit tayo na alam kong matinong tao, kahit yung mga matitinong tao na nagpo-post, tinatamaan pa rin ng katamaran na pagdating sa mga ganitong bagay. And they tend to not defend their stands. Parang it's also a bit of pride pagdating, lalo sa Pilipino. May mga Asian countries na hindi ganito, pero Filipino is very notorious about this. We get emotional when we get asked about our stand, na parang personal attack siya lagi. And
But may opinion na lang kasi.
yun, di ba? Parang pwede bang opinion na lang? Pwede bang tanggapin mo na lang yung opinion ko? And that's the culture that spawned this disinformation and misinformation in our country. And ang hirap niyang tanggalin. Naintindihan ko kung bakit siya mahirap tanggalin. And sometimes we don't put that effort kasi pakiramdam natin, tama naman tayo eh. Bakit kailangan nating lumaban? Bakit kailangan nating mahirapan kung tama tayo? Di ba? And I find it, during my time as a librarian, that's always a problem with, especially older generations. The older generation have a tendency na, okay, sinabi ko na yan, sabihin mong mali, sabihin mong tama, basta ito yung sinabi ko. And hindi sila gagalaw doon. Either
Familiar.
pride or ayaw lang na, hindi lang nila kayang paniwalaan na pwede silang magkamali. And lalo na sa atin, mahirap siya. It's a cultural thing. And it's not something that you can change overnight. The pandemic showed us that there are vulnerabilities to everyone. Kahit naman nagre-report yung mga tao ng mga troll accounts and ng mga troll posts, andyan pa rin sila eh. Napapansin nyo, di ba? Hindi naman sila nawawala. Mostly because it's low effort to do trolls. It's low effort to do disinformation and misinformation. Alam natin sa kultura natin na ang chismis ay mas mabilis kumilos kahit na wala siyang factual na evidence, kahit wala siyang backing ng katotohanan, mabilis siyang kumilos kasi sensational siya. It plays with the emotion and the fears and hopes ng tao na nakikinig. And as much as I like we can flag posts in Facebook as false or disinformation or misinformation without an actual cultural and widespread awareness for people like, hey, even if you see this, you shouldn't believe it. Like, even if you see this, you should keep asking questions. Even if you see something that agrees with you, you should still ask, saan nila nakuha? Paano nila nakuha? Paano nila nalaman to? At paano nila nasabi to? Because we are all victims to this. Facebook cannot take down a post fast enough before it can be spread and shared and multiple times given different iterations. Twitter will never be fast enough to delete a post or a tweet that will be retweeted over and over and over, copy pasted into another tweet over and over and over. It will never be fast enough until us as a country, as a nation, is able to discern truth from lies. So medyo downer yung sinabi ko. Sorry guys. May tanong si Francine. Guys, paki-ask si Kuya kung nakapag-report na siya ng troll account. No, I have not. Okay, well, troll accounts, I grew up in the internet where if you engage the troll, you lose. Gets? Yun laging rule namin sa internet. I grew up in the 90s. So naranasan ko ang internet na dial-up. Hindi nyo na naranasan ang dial-up. Naranasan ko ang internet na para makapag-internet ka, kailangan ko ng landline. Tapos yung landline, hindi nyo pwedeng gamitin pag nag-internet. Literally, pag may biglang tumawag sa internet, pag biglang may tumawag sa telepono ng bahay ninyo, wala kang internet. Kasi isa lang yung linya na yon. So, ikakat ng telepono yung internet mo. And in those times, precious yung time mo sa internet. So if someone is trying to troll you, someone is trying to bait you into a flame war, which that is doon time na yon wala pang trolls, hindi trolls ang tawag namin sa kanila. Ang tawag namin sa kanila ay flamers. And if someone is trying to bait you into an argument na sigawan lang, no, walang kakwenta-kwenta yung pag-uusapan ninyo, mag-aaway lang kayo, sayang yung oras mo sa internet. Sayang yon. So we grew up in that if you found a troll account, either you troll them back, which is I do not recommend. Don't do that. Uubusin niya ang buhay mo. Or you just ignore them. So I have never reported a troll account simply because I ignore them. I don't look at them. I don't If I see a troll account, I dismiss them outright. And I always tell my friends, my parents, kasi susceptible ng parents ko, aging population na rin ng parents ko. So I always tell them, if you find something or someone that is engaging you and they're trying to bait you into a debate na alam mo, tapos yung arguments nila, alam mong mali, alam mong hindi tama yung arguments nila, at obvious na obvious naman na naghahanap lang sila ng away, don't engage. Block the
Therefore,
person, siguro, but don't engage. Kasi if you report a person's troll account, the person will just use another troll account. It's not going to work. It's not a person who is actively trolling and is doing it because he likes trolling will not be deterred by being reported. Ang dali-daling mag-VPN, ang dali-daling gumawa ng email sa Google at gumawa ng bagong account. Ang dali-daling, hindi lang nga Google before when I was in advertising, I have 57 emails. All
madadagdagan
different
pa ba yan?
people. All different people. And
Madadagdagan pa
all
ba
of
yan?
those, ano?
Madadagdagan pa ba yan?
Hindi na, wala na sila ngayon. So, but I had 57 people. I can talk to myself using those 57 email accounts to give a picture of a discussion or may nangyayari dito kasi may dalawang magkaiba opinions tapos nag-aaway and everything. But that's just one person. And if a troll really wants to troll you, the account that you're blocking is just one of many.
Kuya, kahit alam mong tama ka sa pinagkalaban mo, kahit troll na yung kaaway mo, dapat hindi pa rin labanan. Ano?
Yes, I do not recommend. Unang-una, sayang ang buhay nyo. Unang-una, ikaw yung nasi-stress, ikaw yung na-frustrate kasi may kausap ka na ayaw makinig. Tapos yung kausap mo was getting a kick, was having fun, making you stressed. And in any way, in any situation, lagi kang talo pag gano'n. Kasi ikaw yung stressed. Sas yung taong kausap mo ay masaya. And if you're in the internet and you're doing something fun, and you're just making yourself stressed, voluntarily making yourself stressed, then you should stop doing it. The best way you can do it, at least if you want to fight, if you really want to fight disinformation, misinformation, is the people you care about. If they are, because those are the people that will listen to you. Those are the people that will be changed by what you're saying. Not a person anonymously in the internet na hindi mo kilala, not a stranger. It's going to be someone close to you always.
True.
And if you're going to fight and you're trying to die on a hill, at least die on a hill na kilala mo, na alam mo. And you don't engage the troll because the troll does not care. The troll does not care. The moment you reply to the troll, the moment you engage the troll won already. And he's not going to lose anymore. The only person that's going to lose in this argument is you. So no, if someone is definitely wrong in the internet, point that out to the people that you love. Like, see this argument, this is wrong because of this.
So, parang nafe-feed mo rin yung satisfaction ng troll na yun. In a
Oh,
way, kung nag-fight back.
Have you guys not trolled before?
No.
Medyo.
Ako po, kasi I have a YouTube channel. And yung vlog ko ron, parang random lang. And then, one time nag-upload ako ng vlog about sa rally ng presidential candidate ko. And then yon, ang daming nag-comment na feeling ko sila mga older generation na. Kasi
yeah.
yun
Okay.
nga, parang nambabara lang. Like, wala
Nice.
lang magawa.
So
So,
a secret dyan, you will notice this in any influencer or any streamers, is if there's a troll, they don't, they barely acknowledge it. Papansinin mo
mm-mm,
sa usual people that will stream or doing FB lives or Twitter lives or whatever, like TikTok. If someone is actively antagonizing you in the chat or in
mm-mm,
the live chat, uh, most likely that streamer will ignore that. They will only engage on the people that have legitimate, and the people that have legitimate things are usually the subscribers. So yung
mm-mm,
mga taong nagbabayad for the stream, or yung mga nagbibigay ng donors, nagbibigay ng pera for the stream, yun yung ini-engage nila. Because a troll will never, like, it's a very dedicated troll to give a person money and then engage them in trolling. Because in that way, the troll now lost money. Kung bibigyan ka kung sa ginawa mong vlog, tapos sabihin natin nagbigay ng GCash yung taong nagto-troll sa'yo na parang, oh, ito, 200 pesos, awayin mo ako. Go! Binigyan ka niya ng 200 pesos para awayin mo siya.
siyempre,
Game.
pera na yun.
Pera niya yun, tapos naging pera mo na, tapos para lang awayin mo siya. Perfect. Perfect job. If kaya kong gawin yun buong araw, gagawin ko yun buong araw. Pero, yeah, you notice that the people will troll are the people that is not willing to give you anything, but is willing to take something from you, which is either your peace
Yes.
of mind,
Mm-mm,
your stress, your happiness, your joy, your soul. And don't do that. Don't give it to them. Unless they're giving you something else. Like, here, have money, or here, I'll give you more subscribers if you fight with me. Then engage if they're giving you something else. Because that way, you're not going away from the encounter with nothing. Like, meron kang something with it. Pero, like, in advertisement, uh, there's always a there's always a principle of never give the person that you are engaging anything. They have to give you something, because the first person who gives something to someone loses. And you do this by either emotions or appeal to authority, and those are all fallacies. Like, appeal to emotion and appeal to authority are always a bad way to start an argument, or a bad way to start any kind of discussion. But it's the most effective thing, because people always respond to emotion, and all people always respond to authority. And you are you have to be very aware about yourself, kasi lalo na pag emotions na yung ginagamit ng mga tao, you sometimes hindi mo napapansin na galit ka na. Alam mo yon, pag naiinis ka na sa sinasabi ng nagtotroll, galit ka na magta-type.
mm-mm,
Ang sikreto namin doon, i-type mo yung gusto mo sabihin, huminto ka, bago mong pindutin yung enter, huminto ka. Tapos maghanap ka ng grammar errors. Parang, yun yung secret namin. Hanapin mo yung grammar errors mo, baka meron kang misspelling. That is enough time for you to reflect on what you're about to send, to catch yourself and delete whatever you're typing. And it's important that we, at least us, that are aware na merong disinformation, na merong trolls na naghahanap lang ng away. It's important that we also don't fall into their tricks. Their tricks are really good. A professional troll, a really good troll, will know how to push people's buttons. It's an emotional thing. They will know how to insult you enough na magagalit ka, and you will look like the can I say this? The a-hole in the discussion. Hindi na siya, you will be presented as in the worst light as you are. Hindi ka na mumukhang mabait, hindi ka na mumukhang masayang tao, hindi ka na mumukhang ganitong kung ano man yung gusto mong ipakita sa mundo. You will just look like a frustrated, angry person. And the troll would look like someone who's just having fun.
One more question po.
Okay.
Okay, sabi ni Julia, what if yung troll na kaaway ko is spreading hateful and false information about the people I care about. What if maniwala po yung ibang tao sa sinasabi ng troll? Ganun po.
Okay. That would be a better situation where medyo gray yung mga kailangan pwede natin gawin. Because now, people that you care about is involved. Kung kung kayong dalawa lang naman, madali lang, diba? Pero that also plays the hand of emotions. They're trying to bait you to defend the people that is dear to you, close to you. And that is an emotional response. Nangyari to, I believe, during the elections. This happened during the elections. And hindi lang maraming matitinong tao maraming magkakaibigan ang nasira, maraming matitinong tao ang nasira dahil kailangan nilang i-protect or kailangan nilang i-defend yung stance nila. At least yung people that they care about to other people. And I really don't have an answer kasi it depends. Sometimes it does feel like you're justified to defend the people that you love. But at the same time, I do have the opinion that matters for them, the people that you're defending with, is you and the people they also love. And the people that love them, the people that care for them, will not believe on anything else unless the other person. Gets nyo yun? Hindi sila, yung mga taong, the things that, the people that matter will not mind. And the people that mind whatever falsehood is happening usually doesn't matter. And you have to weigh that into consideration. Are you willing to let people who doesn't really care, like, sure, their public image is now tarnished, smeared, mudslang by someone else, and it might form an opinion on that person, but does it outweigh does arguing with that person outweigh that? Will you arguing with the troll help the image of the person that you're protecting? Because often than not, it doesn't. It usually just lalong lumalala lang yung sitwasyon most of the time. Again, hindi siya rule. There are times that you can step in and argue and protect and defend someone's self-image, public image, not self-image, public image. Pero very few and very niche yung instances na yon. And usually, yung mga instances na yon, may kasama ng korte at kaso. Because yun yung pinaka-fair na ground na pwede nyong isettle ang mga bagay-bagay. Kung saan may judge, mayroong ibang tao na partial na magde-determine kung sino yung tama, sino yung mali. But that usually doesn't happen in a Facebook post or in a Twitter, because that no one's impartial in Facebook. Everyone in Facebook always has a stand, always have a side to defend. Same with Twitter and other social media platforms. It's almost always real life yung fair na ground where you can actually defend someone if someone is slandering or saying something false about someone else. Other than that, it's not worth it. It's always never worth it.
Yes. Parang nowadays, super dami talaga ng mga troll accounts ng mga softmates lately.
Yes. I think kasi naging business na siya. It became a business in the past few years, not just here in the Philippines, even outside. That because of the proliferation of social media and its popularity and the ease, how easy it is to create a post. Like Well, before, if you want to post this information, kailangan mo magbayad sa dyaryo. Ang dyaryo may editorial pa yan. I-check pa ng dyaryo yun. So mahirap pa. Kailangan mo mag-print sa papel. Kailangan mong gumawa ng billboard. Kailangan mong gumawa ng something. At lahat yon may pera. Lahat yon may pera na katumbas. And hindi siya mura. But now, because kaya mong gumawa ng bot, kaya mong gumawa ng fake accounts, relatively easy without any person, like, wala pang gagastos. Like, kaya kong gumawa ng 5 Gmail accounts nang hindi pa natatapos ang isang oras. Like, sobrang dali lang niya. Kailangan ko lang ng cellphone. At magkano ang SIM ngayon? Like, 100 pesos? Compared sa, so sabihin natin na gagawa ko ng 5 accounts na may limang legit na cellphone numbers. So, sabihin natin 100 piso ang isang SIM. Meron ang malapit dito may nagbebenta ng dito SIM. Parang 2 SIM yata for 3 SIM for 100 pesos. Tapos may load na yon, saka internet, saka may data na yon na naka-load. So literally kaya kong bumili ng 5 SIM for like 200 pesos. And I will have 5 quote-unquote people in the internet suddenly appearing. And they will have a contact number. I can take a stock photo, libre na ng stock photo. I can just take a stock photo and they will have a face. They will have a bio less than 1 hour. Madali nang gumawa ng tao sa internet. Literally, sobrang daling gumawa ng tao sa internet. The thing is, ang gastos mo doon is like, let's say, 400 pesos. Kasi yung 200 pinang merienda mo for some reason. 400 pesos versus what would have been thousands of pesos for making a billboard, printing materials, and then hiring people to go house to house, give those materials to everyone else. Because that's what the internet is doing for you, for free. And because of that very easy way of going into the social media, it's so easy now to like invest in it. So people can now be hired out to. We know this because this has been confirmed before. There's a case. I know we should not mention anything here, but in the U.S. during the elections of the past, not this one. Oh yeah, even this one. The last U.S. elections did use firms that did disinformation campaigns, and they paid these firms to create accounts, to make discussions, create buzz about certain issues that can be talked about, and it carried over through the internet faster than any news outfit or any advertising firm can do with an ad campaign. And that's very profitable. And so it is really easy to make a troll account, and it's very easy to monetize those troll accounts. If a troll is given like, I'll give you 5,000 pesos, all you have to do is post this continuously for the next 1 week. That troll will have 5,000 pesos and will not even break a sweat.
For real?
Yeah, I know. I'm an advertising.
Ulit.
I mean, legit. If I wanted to do, like, I had a client before that if the client was promoting their business, but their business is like bagong bukas pa lang, so there's not much of a there's not that many reviews on the business. So, like, okay, how do we do the advertising? Part of the advertising budget will always be 3 people who will just give out positive reviews. That's it. That's just part of the advertising budget. And that 3 people will create 4 accounts, and they will be generating the initial good reviews so that people who see the good reviews will go to the business, and then they give their own review, whether it's good or bad, as long as it starts up the review, which is a good it's a good thing about the internet. We get to review stuff very fast. It's like it's word of mouth accelerated, but it's also the bad thing about the internet because you don't know who these people are. You don't know who these people are. You don't know if they're real or not, but they're giving good reviews. Maybe there's a chance that these are real people that have experienced the business or the product and have given a good review. But there's also a chance that they are, an ad firm doing their job and pulling people into the product or into the business. And it's something that we have to live with right now.
Thank you po for your wonderful insights po, Kuya Andrew. That's right. We really hope our listeners and viewers have learned a lot from our podcast. Sana maalala natin lahat yung mga advice na nakuha natin from our speakers and ma-apply din ang mga ito IRL, di ba?
Yeah, I agree. I hope we apply these things in real life, especially when we encounter false information.
Yes, oo. And that's pretty much it for our last episode and for this podcast. It was kind of short, nakakabitin. Ang short, diba? Pero comprehensive naman. And I'm glad na we are able to have this podcast with Kuya Andrew.
Yes, thank you po.
Thank you Ray, for the invite.
Yes, thank you for. Very thankful that we had this very informative podcast. It's really important for us to be aware of the impact of what we see and read online and also how we influence others through the internet.
Yeah, so we hope you guys enjoyed listening to us, false info fighters, as well as to our dear speakers. Thank you again, Kuya Andrew. We'll keep in mind the things we have learned from you and all your insights and tips.
Thank
Yes,
you,
thank you po.
Kuya.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And also, thank you guys for joining us. Always remember that false info could be anywhere and you have to be careful with what you
Yes.
share, okay? When you read information online, ask yourself muna, is this for real for real? That's all. Thank you for listening. Bye.
Bye. Thank
Bye.
Bye
you.
Thank
bye.
you. Thank you so much.
Bye.